Hello and welcome to the program, The Law, the People and Governance here on Spectrum Television live here in Uyo. My name is Rachel David White. This is a program that talks about the people and of course governance and explains government policies to the people and gets feedback from the people to the government. Today I'm being joined by Xavier Roberts. Welcome, Xavier.
Hi, Rachel. Welcome to the show. And I believe that it's a brand new week, a lot of issues, burning issues to discuss today.
All right, so let's quickly go. Today we'll be taking a look at some of the stories that are trending politically and, of course, other social issues in Nigeria. But first, we head to where the Minister Musawa is right now. Well, the National Youth Service Corps has actually made another round of statement concerning their members that should actually be involved in politics. Well, within the week or last week, we had some issues generating so much reactions from different people in Nigeria concerning Minister Musawa, and of course, Hanatu, and NYSC's reaction as well, and of course her reactions also. Well, the National Youth Service Corps NYSC says its members are prohibited from engaging in partisan politics. This is even as controversy continues to actually trail Hanatu Musawa's appointment by President Bola Tinubu. Of course, away from all of this, Nigeria's Minister of Arts and Culture and Creative Economy, Ms. Musawa, is said to be a serving member of the NYSC. While the source who spoke on the condition of anonymity said engaging in partisan politics and affiliating with a political party during the service year was strictly forbidden. And according to the source, NYSC aimed to maintain neutrality and non-partisanship during the service year. Based on the NYSC Act and its accompanying bylaws governing the operations and regulations of the scheme, there are no specific provisions that prohibit a serving corps member from being appointed as a minister or commissioner, although the National Youth Service Corps says its members are prohibited from engaging in partisan politics as well. And this has continued to generate lots of reactions concerning the Minister of Arts and Culture and Creative Economy. Well, already I explained that she's said to be a serving minister and, of course, a serving corps member, rather, and has just been appointed as a minister as well. So this has continued to generate so many reactions.
Absolutely. And then she had released a statement claiming that she has not broken any law in the constitution, even though eventually she later came out to rebuff, said that okay, she did not, she was not the one responsible for that statement.
Yeah.
So we really don't know what is playing out currently.
Well, Minister Hanatu Musawa refrains from directly responding to media reports about her NYSC status, and controversy arises over alleged violation. NYSC clarifies policy violation. Musawa's statement on an unverified NYSC issue refuted, asked for caution in public reception, and Hanatu Musawa, Minister of Art and Culture and Creative Economy, says she has yet to respond to media reports that she is a member of the National Youth Service Corps. Ms. Musawa was mobilized in 2001 for the youth service to Ebonyi State, where she had her orientation program, but was later relocated to Kaduna State to continue the program. According to the source, Magua stated that she absconded and did not complete the program after arriving in Kaduna, adding that the scheme would investigate the matter and take appropriate actions. Well, Musawa, on the other hand, like David said, was quoted in a widely circulated statement on Sunday, saying she had broken no laws.
Suleiman Haruna, Deputy Director, Press, Ministry of Information and National Orientation, issued a counter press release shortly after the statement went viral. And it's inaccurately associated with her in relation to the current NYSC discussion. The minister clarifies that she has not released any official statement regarding the aforementioned matter. Kindly asks the public to be cautious of unverified information Well,
Yeah. She said, I deeply value and appreciate the support, solidarity, and understanding of Nigerians in those times. She said, for clarity, I wish to state that I have not issued any statement on the current issues.
it's really hard to believe who's saying the truth at this time, Rachel, because, I mean, who would have had those specifics in the first statement that was released?
Sylvia, something came up on social media, and okay, I saw it on X, formerly known as Twitter, and then I had to screen grab it and then put it on my status, and then someone said people kept on reacting. Now it had so many reactions. It said in Nigeria, okay, if you have maybe 2 credits, relax, you can't become a governor. If you have no sense at all, you can become a president. It got me laughing. Well, I think we away from that, we've had so many issues ranging from who has 2 credits, who hasn't gone for NYSC and all of that, and now we are seeing Hannatu, who is serving as minister and still as a senator as well. You know, all of these issues, and the question is, shouldn't we have had a law where it's clearly stated that this is how it should be, this is the criteria for this? I know we had those laws when we had, I know someone would take me back to the general elections where we had those laws. Before you can become a candidate, you need to be qualified. Yes, and then people will start asking questions as to, did some candidates actually pass these criteria before they were actually given the title flag bearer of parties, or become holders of different offices as well. So I think we still have that problem in Nigeria.
Rachel, another thing that is very striking and instructive is the fact that this lady was actually screened at the Senate. And I'm wondering, how exactly did it manage to skip the Senate's keen eyes? Or is it that it was routine as usual? They didn't really go through the qualifications of this person to really ascertain if the person is qualifies to be Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I mean, because you were screened, and these are some of the things. This is the reason for the screening of the Senate. We're supposed to get the details as to the qualifications of this person to be sure.
Because there were some persons during the screening that were actually discovered, oh, you had 2 credits. How did you make it? You know, to the uni. How did you, and all of that. So what happened?
The laws already permit them to become ministers. So it boils down to what you've already said, that even if you had 2 credits, you are good. You don't have to bother, because I mean, it's there. I think some of our laws are becoming obsolete. I mean, there should be, stronger reasons why anybody should be holding sensitive positions like that.
Yes.
I mean, why would a school set holder be manning a sensitive office like that of the president? Or that's just the
see, don't okay, there may come a time, well, I'm just saying, there may come a time where the Minister of Education may have just had
well, there's a lot of tweaking that we need for our laws to really reflect that we are serious people. I mean, it's really important that when we're doing things, we should do it right. And as for the Minister Hannatu, I mean, I feel NYSC has already come out to react on this issue, that it is against their laws. It's against their laid down guidelines. You are not supposed to serve and
do politics, get involved in politics as well.
To even get any employment at all, you should finish your NYSC 1-year compulsory service, and then you can be free to occupy any office of your choice, not while you're serving.
I think at this point, I'd like to say, okay, Musau hasn't really come out to say,
Yeah, she hasn't come out, but she has denied the first statement that led to all these.
Yeah.
There was it was her statement that led to this whole brouhaha that we're having, the discoveries. It was her first statement, and then she's like, she did not release the first statement, refuting all the claims at the first instance.
One would like to, what's the shenanigan around? Because we're always having issues with, if we need to get some things right, it needs to start now at this point when they are just being appointed. Whoever is not fit for that position should actually evacuate it. Because if the president says all hands on deck. He wants to, and he's already held a maiden FEC meeting, a Federal Executive Council meeting already. And if things need to be put right, that means we need to start from scratch, from the grassroots. We need to start from these early points before it gets out of hand. I mean, you now want to talk about the likes of Dave Umahi, who holds 2 positions, and then going back to talk about what the law says and all of that. So you now come to the same thing you said. Nigeria has to go sit back and look at some of the laws it had laid down, rules it had put in place. Oh, if you must occupy this position, then this has to be done. Yeah, if you are supposed to be here, then this has to be done as well.
And then it also leads me to the other issue, still on the Hanatu issue. You know that there's been a lot of reactions from SANs
different persons, yes,
in the country, saying that some are for and some are against, saying that she's right for being appointed minister. Others are saying she's wrong. And then for the one that said, one particular one struck out and was quite significant to me. The SAN was like, it is right that she should be minister. But then if she's going to be minister for the duration of her period as...
You shouldn't be paid.
She shouldn't be paid. She's just going to earn what she's earning as a core member. Yes, until she's done with her NYC.
I think it still boils down to saying
when she's serving the country, yeah.
Or when Dave Umahi occupying both position, and they said, oh, maybe he's just going to be here and getting one salary, then that would be good, because I mean, they should start implementing that. If you're a senator, you become a minister, so you just earn from one source and cut cost of governance as well, because what is it with getting allowances from both sides? Absolutely. We heard about the 2 million naira prayers into boxes, and then you're getting it from 2 different places, assuming, and then it still boils down to you want to cut cost of governance. Oh, if it's going to be that way, then allow another person to come in and also benefit from that. Well, Xavier, let's quickly move away from that and head to Edo State right now. Well, in an unprecedented move, Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State, to the shock of guests and worshippers on Sunday, instructed his protocol officers not to recognize the deputy governor of the state, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu, during the Thanksgiving ceremony to celebrate Edo at 32nd years, which held at the Government House, Benin. Well, the Thanksgiving ceremony was expected to be a display of unity and collaboration with the state's leadership. Witnessed a glaring rift between the governor and his deputy, and the governor and his deputy were deliberately seated far apart, creating an uncomfortable and unusual situation that had never been seen before. And well, looking at the case of Shaibu and Obaseki, I just continue. Like, it looks like I'm saying, I don't know how to explain. It got me laughing. What happened on Sunday? Right before the face of everyone.
Well, the attention, whatever is happening between them, succeeded in clearly taking the focus away from the main event, which was the 32-year celebration, to the rift that is happening between the governor and his deputy, Shaibu. And then recently, the Commissioner for Communication in the state, that is Chris Osas, was trying to make clarifications as to what led to all that, and then trying to say that there's a case in court, and that since Shaibu was bold enough to take the government generally to court because of what he perceived as a plot to impeach him, which wasn't even in the works, according to the Commissioner for Communication, then he shouldn't be trying to play the victim. That's, in the words of the Commissioner, blaming Shaibu of trying to play the victim in the whatever scenario is happening between him and the governor. But I feel that whatever it is that is happening between both of them,
they should be able to put their houses in order.
It's really a very interesting thing when it comes to politicians in Nigeria, Rachel. Could you imagine? I saw a clip of Edo Governor Godwin Obaseki having a warm hug with our now senator, former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshomole. They were hugging. Would you believe that they were really?
It traced back to no. These are the things. These are the things that.
So when politicians fight, I mean, just ignore them.
It's like I think I had a discussion with someone, and I said, Remember what happened in Akwa Ibom during the governorship election? Different contestants hating on each other. Until today, you could imagine the pain in the voices and actions of their followers and supporters. Now, I actually witnessed an event where both the governor and one of the contestants that were, I mean, it sounded like they shouldn't sit in the same place. We actually seated together and, you know, and they were having a conversation. And then I could want to ask some questions. So what happens to the followers that have already hated each other, you know, different parties and all of that? Well, as the ceremony progressed, Deputy Governor Philip attempted to greet Governor Godwin Obaseki or exchange pleasantries with him, and his efforts were thwarted by the governor's security aides, who prevented the deputy governor from approaching the governor. And shocked onlookers witnessed this incident as the governor looked on without intervening. And it's like adding fuel to the fire. The governor's aides forcefully ejected anyone attempting to capture a photograph or video of the deputy governor at the event. And they assured that the deputy governor's face remained unseen throughout the ceremony, manifesting a clear disregard for his position.
Well, the deputy governor of the Edo State, Philip Shuaibu, has downplayed the rift between him and his principal, Shuaibu, reacting to his alleged feud with Governor Obaseki. He said he remains loyal to his boss. The politician made this statement a few hours after Obaseki's security aide prevented him, that is Shuaibu, the deputy governor, from meeting with his principal at a public function in the Benin City, Edo State. And Philip Shuaibu, the deputy governor of the Edo State, has cleared the air regarding the alleged rift with the principal. The deputy governor pledged his loyalty to his principal and described Obaseki as
his elder brother. You know, that boils down to what we said about politics.
But then, after this, okay, after this particular statement, you know, that's what led to the very next issue that happened between them. There was an event, and the deputy governor's media team.
That was yesterday.
Were prevented from entering. So you can imagine. What are we trying to say? Who is doing this, and then what's really going on? What's really going on? How are they going to be resolving this?
The
coming days will be interesting.
He made their session on Sunday, just yesterday at their 32nd anniversary ceremony, which took place at the government house in Benin, City. And speaking at the event, he downplayed the rift, declining to make public comments about Obaseki. Meanwhile, Governor Godwin Obaseki has reignited his heated feud with his deputy, who has been speculated to be interested in the governorship seat of Edo State ahead of the 2024 gubernatorial elections.
Of course, is the primary reason, the genesis of all these rifts.
Meanwhile, Governor Obaseki clarified that the Emilokan spirit popularized by President Bola Tinubu would not sway Edo State politics. So, saying Shuaibu may have said, it is my turn come 2024, and he says it is not going to happen in Edo State.
I think it's a norm now in Edo State that when it's time for a transition from one administration to the other,
must go to the
they must have this rift between them, maybe the governor and whoever. Deputy, so it has become a norm. I just hope that there would, in the nature of politicians in Nigeria, we're going to have to see when they kiss and make up, just like we're seeing what's happening between Governor Obaseki now and Oshomole. And then the one that was the best man is now is now the enemy. So.
Okay, so at this point, we'll go on a short break. When we come right back, the show continues. So do stay with us. We're coming right back.
Nigerian police, which is the only one allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to share police powers with the president and stipulated by the Constitution. We do not have a federal government police force. We have the Nigeria Police Force, which shall be administered, organized, and supervised by the Nigerian Police Force.
No, my lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Perhaps it might also enlarge the scope of people who should be invited here for examination. My lord, if we cannot find those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola?
Rogers has linked you with some of the killings he did.
He never did.
He linked you with the attempted murder of Hebrew.
He did not.
My lord, the Matters Council is leading the evidence in our matters.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my lord, but we can't be talking about cases which are in court.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my lord. These cases are in court, my lord. I'm just reminding you, lordship.
My lord, sorry, my lord, I think I'll be in cross-examination.
Legally Speaking, a program that deals with legal issues and questions we face as citizens of this amazing country, Nigeria. Legally Speaking. Join us every
Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
for Legally Speaking.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Every society is premised on the quality of relationships forged by its inhabitants. The health of these relationships determines how well people, relationships, organizations thrive and how long they stick together. Join Uyai Anyeken on Connect every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and on Sunday 2:30 to 3 p.m. on channel 421 on Star Times to catch all the conversations, interviews, real stories on how to navigate relationships and family life in the 21st century. Real people, real faces, real stories. Connect live on Spectrum Television.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Hello, welcome back. It's still the program, The Law of the People and Governance here on Spectrum Television. And we have been talking about some trending issues here in Nigeria with Xavier Robert.
Yeah, Rachel, it's great to be back. I mean, we should quickly delve to the next issue, right?
Yeah, of course. Before that, let's just get our guests to talk about some issues. Before we get to cost of governance, well, we're talking about President Tinubu's directive to the non-inclusion of FGN officials with no direct UNGA participation from traveling in Nigeria's delegation. Well, as part of a broader effort to reduce the cost of governance in Nigeria, according to the president, he has directed the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs to freeze the processing of visas for all government officials seeking to travel to New York for the United Nations General Assembly without proof of direct participation in UNGA's official schedule of activities.
This was contained in a statement signed by Ajuri Ngelale, the special advisor to the president in media and publicity, that to prevent any sharp practice in this regard, the U.S. mission in Nigeria is accordingly guided on official visa processing, while Nigeria's permanent mission in New York is further directed to prevent and stop the accreditation of any government official who is not placed on the protocol lists forwarded by the approving authority.
And of course, by this directive of the president simply means all federal ministers, departments and agencies are mandated to ensure that all officials who are unapproved for the delegation strictly limits the number of aides and associated staff partaking in the event, where excuses or excesses or anomalies in the regard are identified, and they will be removed during the final verification processes. The president wishes to affirm that henceforth government officials and government expenditure must reflect the prudence and sacrifice being made by well-meaning Nigerians across the nation. Interesting.
I think for one of the things that I'm going to be celebrating the Tinubu
No, don't celebrate yet. In Nigeria, you have to wait. It's like the PHCN bringing lights. You have to wait for a while.
Well, follow up.